Okay, so this video is going to help you on what we did in class today. This is Unit 1, Lesson 3. We're talking about equations that have one solution, no solutions, or infinitely many solutions. So this is one of the slides straight out of the lesson that you had to solve an equation, and then for part B, tell how many solutions does each equation have. So I'm going to go through each equation. I'm not going to spend too much time on the solving part because at this point we should be pretty good at solving equations. So let's take a look at, we're going to start with Victor. So the equation for Victor is 2 parentheses x plus 10 minus 17 equals 5 plus 2x minus 2. Most of you see this and know right away I need to get rid of these parentheses, so we're going to do the distributive property. 2 times x gives me 2x. 2 times 10 gives me a positive, so a plus 20 minus 17 equals 5 plus 2x minus 2. And now a lot of you do this step differently, and there are many different ways you can do this. It does not matter what you move first or what you do next, as long as you're always following or solving equation rules. For me, the easiest way to solve this kind of equation is to first combine the like terms. So on the left-hand side of the equation, we have a positive 20, and then we have a minus 17. Those are like terms. We can combine them. And on the right-hand side of the equation, we have a 5 and a minus 2. So on the left-hand side, we drop down this 2x. Then we have 20 minus 17 is 3. 2x minus 3 equals 5 minus 2 is 3. And then drop down the plus 2x. Then we have x's on both sides. Again, you can move different things around here first. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides of the equation. On the left-hand side, 2x minus 2x, well, that's 0. So we're just left with a negative 3 equals, I'm sorry, that should be a positive 3, plus 3, plus 3. And on the right-hand side, 2x minus 2x is 0, which equals 3. So we have 3 equals 3. And in class, we talked about when the variables cancel out, and you're left with a number equals a number, if they're the same, exactly the same, there are infinitely many solutions. If you canceled out the variables and the two numbers weren't the same, that's a different situation. But when they are the same, something like 3 equals 3, then you get the same answer. If you chose to get rid of the plus 3 first in your equation, so if you chose to get rid of this plus 3 first, you would end up with 2x equals 2x, divide by 2, divide by 2, and you end up with x equals x, which we talked about being the other possibility to tell us that there are infinitely many solutions. Okay, so let's look at the second equation. This is Rashad's equation. And once again, we have 5x plus 3 minus 3x equals 2, parentheses x plus 3 minus 5. Need to get rid of these parentheses by doing the distributive property. 5x plus 3 minus 3x equals 2x plus 6 minus 5. So on the left-hand side, I see some like terms. I'm definitely going to want to combine those. So we have a 5x, and we have a minus 3x. And on the right side, we have a 6, and we have a minus 5. So I'm going to combine all my like terms in one step. You can combine like terms when they're on the same side of the equal sign. You do not need to be thinking inverse operation when they're on the same side of the equal sign. 5x minus 3x gives me 2x. Drop down the plus 3 equals, drop down the 2x. 6 minus 5, well, that's just positive 1. 2x plus 3 equals 2x plus 1. Subtract 2x from both sides. 3 equals 1. 3 equals 1. Well, that doesn't make any sense. 3 does not equal 1. Therefore, we have no solutions. So the variables canceled out. We were left with two numbers set equal to each other, but they're not equal. 3 does not equal 1. Therefore, there is no value of x that we can plug into this original equation that will make it true. So there are no solutions. All right, let's move on to Eli. Oh, there's Eli throwing a touchdown against the Texans and our nice victory. But let's move on to Eli's equation, which is 2 parentheses x minus 3 plus 9 equals 5 plus x minus 1. distribute. 2x minus 6 plus 9 equals 5 plus x minus 1. Combine like terms. I have a minus 6. That's a negative 6. You need to include that sign. Plus 9. So that's 2x plus 3 equals 5 plus x minus 1. So we have a 5. We have a minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4 plus x. Subtract x from both sides. 2x minus x, that just gives me 1x. And I notice a lot of you write down 1x, but then you're getting confused of what to do with that. So I would get into the habit of not writing 1x. 2x minus x is just x. Plus 3 equals 4. Minus 3 minus 3. X equals 1. Again, when you're solving equations, I don't want you to get too worried about doing things in a different order. As long as you're ending up with the same answer, then everything you're doing is correct. X equals 1, that's exactly what x is, so there is only one solution. So remember, when we get to an equation that the variables cancel out and we're left with two numbers that equal themselves, there's infinitely many solutions, or if you end up with x equals x, if you get an equation where you end up with two numbers that do not equal themselves, the variables are gone, and we have two numbers that don't equal each other, then there are no solutions. And if you get something that, what we're used to, just something like x equals 1, then we know that there's just that one answer, and that's the only solution for this problem. So hopefully this helped, and you're doing your homework, and you don't feel like this was a waste of 7 minutes of your time. So come in tomorrow with questions, and as always, go Giants.